My 41 male wife, 41 female, kissed another man on a night out. I wasn't bothered, and now she's causing issues over it. My wife kissed a strange man. A very simple title, but it says so much. Bit of context. We've been together since we were 18. Never had a great intercourse life after the first year. Maybe once or twice a year at most since then. But at the minute it's going on 3 years, and although it bothers me, I love her and I love our kids, so I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I know plenty of friends in the same situation. A little bleak, but okay. Maybe therapy. Another bit of context is that I've always been mildly overweight, but always fit as I played a lot of sports until about 10 years ago when I got really ill and a mixture of meds and comfort eating made me balloon up to nearly 300 pounds. Well, 2 years ago I decided to do something about it. I'm now around 200, which at 6'2" is the lightest I've been as an adult, and I've actually enjoyed using weights, and for the first time in my life have a bit of abs and some muscle. My wife, having always been far hotter, is pretty obviously insecure about the fact that for the first time we've been together, women are starting to look at me and message me on my baking pages on social media. For the record, I've never even looked at another woman in that way. On to the night in question. My wife went out with some friends, a mix of singles and in relationships. She looked stunning and I told her so. I even updated my phone home screen to that picture of her, LOL. One of the friends she was out with messaged me about 3 months and the gist was she knows I get no intercourse, my wife doesn't realize how lucky she is, and basically, do I want to hook up? I obviously instantly take a screenshot and send it to my wife. Around 4 a.m. my wife gets home and she wakes me up as she gets into bed. I'm half awake but can tell something is wrong and ask what the matter is. She doesn't say anything for a few seconds, and as I go to grab her hand, she pulls away. I ask if she wants me to get her a drink, and she says no. Then she just blurts out and says, I met a guy tonight, he kissed me. I didn't kiss back at first, then I did. Then for the next half hour, we were dancing and constantly kissing. She kept saying sorry and begging me not to leave her. My honest first reaction was, so what, it's only kissing and dancing. I didn't say that, I just hugged her and tried to calm her down. An hour or so later, I got the right words in my head. I said, I know you feel really guilty, but please don't. I'm not going to leave you and break up our family over some kissing and dancing, and I don't love you any less than I did yesterday, and this isn't something that's going to grow and cause resentment. More or less, right on cue, my phone goes off, and it's that friend of hers with a picture and a video of what my wife was doing. This set my wife off again, but my feelings still haven't changed, and a month later that remains the case. In that month since then, my wife has accused me of not loving her because I didn't care. She's accused me of kissing other people and more, which is why I didn't care, as I was covering up my own indiscretions. And she's accused me of being gay multiple times, which doesn't make sense. She keeps asking me why I haven't initiated anything with her, even though in the past she's told me she hates being touched and not to ever try it on with her, which I have respected. She's basically projecting, and it's annoying me as it's putting a strain on us, which she is 100% causing. How do I get through to her that she needs to stop feeling guilty and just move on? Because I have, as it's not that big of a deal. I was genuinely more annoyed when she broke my baking bowl and tried to blame it on the cat, LOL. So he's got too long didn't read, another wife kissed another man, I don't care, and now she's causing problems. But then we have an edit. So things are going on, but so far, I'm pretty on board with this guy.
He's so chill.
I do feel like he's maybe ignoring some issues and they maybe need couples therapy, but I guess we'll see where this goes.
Yeah.
Edit. Hi all, just wanted to say thank you all so much for taking the time to respond to me. I really do appreciate it, and I'm overwhelmed you all took the time. I keep getting asked a few questions, so I thought I'd address them here. Over the years, we've been to a few different couples counselors and sex therapists, the latest being last September for both. My wife always feels like she's being victimized by them, and we stop going. Nearly all have said, though, they think she is asexual, and 2 even saying she is displaying a lot of signs of being a closeted lesbian, which I have brought up to her before, and she's adamant she's not. On that note, I've had a lot of messages saying she wants to feel wanted and for me to be more forward with her. This is not true. In all our sessions, she said she doesn't want me trying it on with her. She doesn't even want me to initiate hugs, or just bringing up sex makes her feel under pressure. She let me and our therapists know that if she ever sex without her initiating it, will be no more than pity sex. As for people saying I don't love her, I buy her flowers every Friday on the walk home from work. I bake her favorite cookies or cupcakes every weekend. I send her voice notes of songs I'm listening to that remind me of her. I tell her I love her every day. I run her a bath every night. This isn't me showing off. This is how I was brought up to show love for those saying I must have been brought up in an unloving home. People have said that if I don't get jealous, I don't love her. If she told me she was having an emotional affair, she spent hours on the phone with someone else laughing and joking, she snuggled on a sofa eating chocolates and watching TV with someone, etc., I'd be devastated. A dance and a kiss isn't a big deal to me and not even close to divorce. Thank you all again for reading. Second edit. Sorry for these. It's 7 a.m. in the morning here now, the day after I posted this. Been talking to my wife since 6 and said she's got a week to agree to go back to couples counseling and she's got to stick it out this time and not just accuse them of taking sides and refuse to go back. She said no. She said they all bully her and make her out to be the bad guy. She said, I went back on my word that I forgive her and won't resent her. I said this isn't about the kiss, it's about her reaction since the kiss, and that it feels like she's purposely trying to drive me away and make me leave her. She just got up and stormed out of the room. She then got dressed and said she's going out until I go to work. And that's where that ends.
Well, first of all, my man bakes. He's
Love a baker.
we love him.
I don't want to put a lot of blame on the OP here.
Right.
I feel like there are definitely issues that his wife needs to work on, but I'm also a big fan of understanding how you communicate with your partner because different people have different communication needs, and it kind of sounds like they're not on the same level as far as communicating. Like that's why I feel like in counseling too, a lot of what he's doing, like I think is coming from a good place and good intentions. I don't think that he's like secretly jealous. I think he's not. But I think that's maybe not what I think she needs a different level of interaction with him. And I think some of that might be speaking out to that. It's so hard to tell. This feels weirdly complicated.
Yeah, it really does. And I've known people who respond really negatively to any kind of pressure for sex, and like that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, that's an okay way to be. And if that's just the way you are, okay. Like it seemed like OP was basically comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Like, they were working on it, but it felt like he was being respectful of it, which is the correct response. But yeah,
to me, and I might be misreading this, and I genuinely with either of these people don't want to cast too many aspersions on them.
Yeah.
But like it almost kind of feels like some of what he does is not engaging with her to such a level. Like it's so much like don't engage or pressure me for intercourse and stuff like that, And it feels like, okay, but to show her appreciation, I have these very set ways that I do this, and it can begin to maybe feel kind of token, and that might not be what she needs. And granted, I don't think her reaction to it and how she's communicating is helping anything. It sounds bad, but at the same time, sometimes, and this is where a couples counselor helps, it's like you need some mediator to be like, hey, what she actually needs, it's like she's telling you she doesn't want you to do, A through C. And so in response, you're not doing A through, Q. It's like you're cutting out so many more things just to be on the safe side because that's how you work.
Which is an understandable impulse, but it's not the right thing to do. Yeah. And there's also the issue of like some people are incompatible ultimately.
It's very true.
You can be good people.
You can love one another.
Yeah.
But it still might not work out. I mean, I have had previous partners where it's like when I ended things with them, I still maybe had I still cared for them a lot, but it's like this just doesn't work. We're not compatible. As much as we might love each other on certain levels, it's like long term, this is bad and it was negatively affecting both of our mental health to an extreme degree.
Yeah.
Like as much as it there was this passion and spark in my head, I was in a terrible place and we just weren't going to work. So I think you might be on the ball there as well.
And sometimes the difference between a really toxic relationship and a really good relationship is that you recognize that in time.
Yeah, so absolutely no clear answers for these people. I
Yep.
don't think we ever have great clear answers. That's not what this is about necessarily, but
Good luck, guys.
yeah, good luck to them both. I hope they get whatever they each need, whether it be each other or someone else.
Yep.
All right, wife cheating, my 50 plus male story. Long. My wife cheated with younger guys for 10 plus years. I'll tell you this, it's not that long compared to a lot of them, so
Yeah.
some of you folks have to be like, this is a long one. I don't think you know the novels people write on there. My ex-wife cheated with a 20-something-year-old guy when she was in her 40s. She met him on a flight returning home after visiting her parents. They were seated next to each other, chatting and exchanging numbers. Apparently, their parents belonged to the same social circle, so that was the connection. He was a fresh graduate from our hometown headed for an internship into the city where we lived. I met him at the airport while picking up my wife. She said he was a fine young man, and it would be nice of us to help him not feel alone in the big city. So we did. We invited him home for lunch or dinner over the weekends, taking him to the beach with us and kids. Occasionally, my wife went out shopping with him or to watch movies I did not like. A few times she took him to parties at some of her friends' places. I stayed home with the kids and was genuinely grateful that I did not have to waste my time with people I did not like. He appeared to be withdrawn, not really talking too much. I didn't think anything of it. Little that I knew, they were effing all that time, every opportunity they had. 6 months have passed, his internship was over, and he went back where he had come from. I thought I would never hear from him again. What I did not know was they stayed in touch. Young guy had caught feelings and was living an illusion that somehow his time would come to be with my wife again. Few years have passed. We divorced for reasons other than cheating. If you ever lived with a narcissist, then you know why. I'm going to interrupt. I'm always suspicious when people throw around the word narcissist. That is such a internet Reddit hot button label to put on someone, but
like if you asked me to define narcissist, I don't know that I could do it off the top of my head. And if I can't do that, I strongly suspect a lot of these people can't either.
yeah, maybe he's right. Who knows?
Maybe.
Anyway, I was not even aware of her cheating at the time. After divorce, thanks to friends, I find out the extent of it. She was a master manipulator and was covering her steps well while I was naive beyond belief. I believed every word she said. The rare mistake she made, if it was a mistake, was bragging to her girlfriends about the benefits of having a 20-year-old younger toy boy. Toy boy? Boy toy! If you can't get that right, I'm not on your side.
Also, none of this was subtle.
Yeah. One of them told me the whole story, and that is how I got to know about it. Once we divorced, the guy had intensified his pursuit of my wife, probably thinking that his chance was on. She must have rejected him, and as revenge, he sent mail with her nudes. No text, just nudes. Some of them were taken in our bedroom, some in our living room, and some in what I assume was his place. Some were nudes where she was obviously posing for him, and some were hardcore from his point of view. I did not reply to that mail, nor did I mention it to my wife with whom I remained in contact because of kids. This was not the only time she cheated. Friends made sure to make me aware of her other adventures. Many of them knew about her hobby for years but kept quiet. By that time I was over her and did not really care about her escapades. The fact that she was sleeping with others behind my back had become irrelevant. What was hurting was realizing that I believed I had a partner, best friend for life, and was totally unaware of reality. That feeling was humiliating. It also made me angry, more about myself than her. Could not believe how naive I was and how many obvious red flags and weak lies I missed or ignored. For years I was working day and night doing whatever needed to be done to provide for my stay-at-home wife and kids the best I could, and the reward was betrayal by one I trusted the most. Anyway, that was a while ago. I took many years to clean up the financial mess divorce is. Things like that are impossible to forget or forgive, at least for me. Never really healed emotionally, but learned how to live with it. The experience has changed me, and to be honest, I like my new self more than the person I was. I'm a lot stronger now, kids have grown up and turned fine. They stayed close to me, but not to their mother. I've remained single and could not trust any woman ever again. Friends still make sure that I am briefed about my ex-wife's current adventure. They will never know how much I don't care. It must be satisfying for them to show off their success and happiness with their own family life. They helped me to understand who my friends really are. Wife continued with her ways, having one primary partner and sleeping around. Probably her partners knew and were okay with it. The young guy went to another city with work. I was told they do get together whenever he's in town. Then there was talk about her being part of a threesome, then that she's bi. Turned out she's not only narcissist, but nympho too. The latest I heard, not from her but her friend, was that she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I don't like this person.
Yeah, me either.
I don't blame him necessarily for his wife's infidelity,
No,
though
no,
I
no.
feel like if he's like what I'm being presented now, I can see where she may have been unhappy, but
Right.
she should have addressed that with communication and stuff like that, not with cheating.
And in fairness, I believe that it could have been a pattern with her. Like that makes sense. That is a thing.
She might be an evil narcissist, whatever. I don't know. I can't judge. I don't like this person's vibe necessarily. And also, like,
It was very strange hearing him say, I don't care about this at all. It only devastated me and left me unable to have relationships.
Yeah.
But not because of the cheating, because of the me believing her. And I'm like, that's the part, though. That's what everyone is devastated by that part.
yeah. I also, when someone is like cheated on or whatever,
Yeah.
and, you know, I guess I mostly hear it from guys, but I feel like I've heard it from women too. But if you're a guy with a woman and she cheats on you, and your response is to go, I can never trust women again, my response to you is, that's stupid.
Yeah.
That's an idiotic thing for you to say. I don't know why you've said it. It makes no, like,
It's literally prejudice.
yeah, it's like, I get that a person's hurt to say this.
For sure.
And like, if you say it right after something happens, I'm not going to say you're stupid, or, you know, I'm going to be like, I understand. This guy is saying this after he's like, I don't even care anymore. I care about her and all this stuff. And I, you know, I just blame myself or whatever. And also, I'll never trust women ever again. It's like, at that point, if I was his, as he kept putting in quotes, friend, I'd be like, that's stupid. It's like, not every woman is this person. You're being an idiot.
Yeah. Also, like he keeps saying he doesn't care, like, and I get the vibe he doesn't want to hear about all these things, but like, why is he still in contact with these people then? Why, like, can you not tell them to stop? Most people, if you tell them to stop, like, hey, please stop sending me stories and pictures of my ex-wife cheating, they'll usually stop.
And hey, you want to know a great way to convince people that you don't care about something? Writing a 4 or 5 paragraph Reddit story about it. It's really going to convince, buddy, you did it. You sure don't believe you don't care.
Yeah, a lot of these stories have no good guy.
That's the internet for you.
Also, 20-year-olds, stay away from our women.
Yay!